Hey everybody, photo share and discussion number 189 is live. What is this? April 23rd, 2017. Second to last full weekend of April, I guess. So hope everybody's doing well. Had a pretty busy week. Lots of stuff going on, work related mostly. Didn't really get out to do any photography, but I did get some prints back, so hopefully I can get those scanned. But it's been kind of a little rumbling of thunder here today. Had a little bit of rain move through, another inch and a half of rain today. So spring is here. The spring thunderstorms have been popping up for the last few weeks. So, but the weather's definitely turned here in Atlanta. We get, we're getting mostly 70s and 80s now. But the key thing is the nighttime temperatures aren't dropping below the mid to high 50s. So we are pretty much full on into spring, heading towards summer. So I hope everybody had a good week. Got some photography in place of me getting out. Hopefully got a few people pop in here as we move along. I'm going to post the link to this in YouTube. So if any of you guys are watching and are not able to see, let me get to where I'm going here. Live streaming. Post that, get that posted. I'll post that in the chat once I get to where I need to go here. There we go. We should be good. Get that posted. I'll post that in the and I'll post that link right now so you guys can put that in. Link to join. So hopefully everybody can see that needs to. Hopefully, Dennis, you got the watching. Hopefully, you got the thing in the Facebook side of things, and you're able to connect. Hey, there we go. Hello, how's it going, Road Between? Glad you can make it. If you want to pop in live, you're more than welcome. Hopefully we can get a couple more people here. Where are you from again, Road Between? I know I should know, but I don't. I can't remember. So let me know where you're at, where you're coming, what part of the world you're coming to us from, and welcome. Yeah, so Sunday night, good way to close out the weekend here with the photo share and discussion. I think we've been doing this for coming on with it. 189 is 3.5 years or something like that. So had a pretty good group of people in and out over the years. We got our kind of our hardcore main crew. Oh, Netherlands. Yeah, okay. Here you are. Well, welcome. It's very late. What is it now? Midnight there? So happy Monday. Happy Monday to you. What type of camera? Are you a photographer? Do you do much photography? Let me know what kind of camera you use, if any, film or digital. All are welcome here. So let me go ahead. 12:03. All right, that's good. Well, welcome. Appreciate you staying up late. Okay, so let's see if Dennis can pop in here. All right. As I was saying, I didn't get any photography in this week. Work is going great. I finally launched officially my my own financial planning firm, Financial Clarity Partners. So if you get anybody's watching this and wants to check it out, it's financialclaritypartners.com. You can check it out. Basically, I've been in the financial planning business for 15 years, and have long wanted to open up a firm that's dedicated to providing good, comprehensive financial planning advice to anybody that's committed to the process. You don't have to be a millionaire in order to access it. So I price things to be very competitive and get a lot for what you pay, basically. So very affordable pricing. So go there if you want to check it out. You can send me an email or whatever if it's interesting to you. But I spent a lot of time this week kind of embroiled in all that. There is a lot of regulatory stuff that happens. Hey, Wes, how's it going?
Hey, Mark. Good.
Good. Can you hear me? You good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you. I
Okay.
just need to change the playback. How long have you been there? A minute or so? I didn't see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just about a minute.
Listen to me babbling away here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me change it to my headphones. So, do you have a good week? Looks like you got a new office.
Yeah. I've been working on setting that up for a few weeks now, but
Cool.
I'm officially moved in as far as tomorrow morning goes.
Wow. Cool. So, is it in another building completely?
No, just the same building, just around the corner, kind of.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you had to move everything. Oh man.
Yeah.
Change. There we go. Set as default. There we go. Now I can hear you through my headphones. That's much better. So, so your other office had no view at all? Is that what it was? Pretty much.
It had a view of a brick wall, basically. If you stuck your head out the window and kind of looked around, you could kind of see out. But
I guess it qualifies. That's like you get those. You book a hotel room in in a major city, something like that, and like it has a view, and you got to stick your head out, and look around, and you can maybe a beach view. We had a hotel when we were in Hawaii that said beach view, and yeah, you could see the beach if you went out and onto the balcony and stuck your head around the corner, and you could see it.
If you can see just a little grain of sand, they call that a beach view.
Yep, exactly, and they charge extra for it too. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
How you doing, Mark?
Good. Were you able to connect easily through the Facebook thing? Did that work?
Facebook link.
Okay, good. I will make it a point to do that every week for you then, because I don't know. I think Dennis is part of MI6 or something. Google's got it figured out. So
yeah, it must be.
Yeah, blocking them.
We'll get round them.
Okay, sooner or later. Sooner or later. So we're talking about Wes's new workplace environment. So that should be a lot better for you then. Looks like you got a nice view of the campus and a little bit of sunshine and
yeah,
it's
gonna be nice.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. It really does when you have.
My old office was also the printer room, so I had people walking in and out of there all the time. So it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, that and a little noisier. Yeah, makes it. Makes it a challenge to get work done sometimes when everybody's walking in and out. You know, even though they're not meaning to interrupt you, it's impossible not to. So.
Right.
Yeah. That's well, good.
Wes, have you got access to the dark room yet?
No.
You got to put in for a transfer to the art department, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh?
Right. I could sneak and turn one of the closets into a dark room.
Yeah. There you go. Good. Well, good. How about you, Dennis? Any photography this week?
I did take a few photographs, but I haven't finished the roll yet. So
okay.
Yeah, I managed to pick up a filter on eBay, which is a red filter.
Okay.
Yeah, so that should give me some abstract stuff.
Okay, so a red filter for your enlarger?
No, for the wide angle lens.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's not an infrared filter; it's just a regular red filter.
Yeah, so it's B&W, which was quite good. It was cheap on eBay. I thought it'd be good to experiment. It turns blues to black and.
Okay.
Yeah, it changes the shades of grey.
Okay. All right. So it darkens up the grays pretty much.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
It's gonna darken the sky and make it virtually black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it also lightens other colours.
Okay. All right. So yeah, that's one thing I have yet to really pay much attention to is using filters on film cameras especially, and I guess that's probably just the next step. So there's pretty much get rid of the blue essentially.
Yeah,
so
it should give a dramatic effect. You know, like it's probably going to be like infrared, but not as infrared, obviously. You know, so not everything's going to change.
Okay, so the red will generally do that, and the darker red, then you're getting closer and closer to the infrared type of effect.
Yeah.
Yellow or gold is going to, that'll bring out the clouds, won't it?
Yeah, you bring out the clouds, darken the back sky. The blue sky should go black, clouds should stay white. And
Okay.
I think red flowers show as white rather than shades of grey. Because if you take a picture of the flowers with black and white film, you're just going to get shades of grey, and green and red will virtually be the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if you use the red filter, then the flower should be white, virtually white, and the green foliage should be shade of grey, so it will make it stand out.
Yeah, a little more contrast in the image between the different components. Yeah, I think that might be the. I'll have to take a look at that. I'm gonna have to investigate filters for the large format lens. I think that might be. And they're not too bad. I think the lens is 56 millimeters, so it should be pretty reasonable.
Yeah, the Voigtlander lens I bought is a 58 mil.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's pretty easy. Yeah, the cost really bumps up when you get around 70. When you get up in that 70 millimeter, 72.
Yeah, the Bronica's wide angle 77 mil, and they're like £80.
Yeah, they end up getting them. I think that's. Thank you for saying that, Dennis. I think I'm going to investigate that this week and see if I can get a set of filters, not a super expensive one, but a decent set of filters, and play around with that a little bit in the next week or two. Because I'm thinking we're taking a trip up to New York State in mid-May, so about a month from now, and I've been trying to figure out the best way to take my large format camera with me. So. So I'm still trying to figure that out. Doing some. I'm a little concerned about taking the box film, the sheet film there, and having them. I don't want it to go through the scanner. So I want them to do the hand check or whatever. But with a roll of film, they're not going to open it. But a box, they'd be like, let's open up the box and see what's in there. Even if I tell them not to. So.
Yeah, if it's ISO 100, isn't it?
Yeah,
it should be okay for the machine. It's only if you're using fast film like 800 ISO.
Yeah, I've thought about it. I'm thinking about maybe if I have to do it, maybe only go through the machine once, and then when I get there, I can put the film, the stuff I haven't used plus the stuff I've exposed in box, and then just mail it back to myself. Just send it back like in a UPS, postal service mailbox, and I'll get it a couple days after I get home. That way, I don't have to deal with it.
I think you can have some good fun with filters on your large format. I mean, you definitely have to find a 9 or 10 stop ND filter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some investigating here this week. That might be a fun thing to get, because but when we get up, I mean, everything is going to be completely leafed out. Foliage will be, everything will be green. I'm assuming there'll still be stuff blooming up there, so it might be interesting. And I'm hoping the sky is good too. So
if you want to do infrared though, remember your bellows might not be infrared safe on their Chamonix.
Yeah, I think I'll try infrared on the regular film camera first, maybe on my Nichromat. Try that. I think I'm gonna have to check the size of the filter size in that. That might be the same size as the because it's a Nichro lens, so it might be the same filter size. I don't know. That would be nice. Like you get in like a 2-for-1 deal.
I put my infrared film in my Leica, because the Zeiss has got a window in the back.
Okay.
So you can see what film you got loaded, but that's not infrared safe.
Okay.
It says like it can block normal light. Mm-hmm. It does because it's got the foam around the outside of the window.
Oh,
so you can read the cassette, but I don't think it said it might not be infrared safe, and most people like to stick black tape over the window if you've got to put film through it. Yeah,
I guess but a standard SLR should be fine, right?
Yeah. I think it's the Nikons what are a problem. If you've got a Nikon film camera, some of the more modern ones use infrared to count the frames.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they use an infrared sensor in the back of the camera, which fogs all your film.
I'm gonna have to take a look at that because I've got mine's a Nikkormat. It's the old one, whatever, 68, 69.
It's automatic film advance.
Okay, yeah, this is manual, so I shouldn't have to work this.
Probably haven't got it then. Yeah, I think it's the more modern cameras.
Okay, yeah, my
frames. Yeah.
Yeah, the Nikkormat is pretty much milled from a solid block of magnesium with that thing is solid.
Yeah. What you mean to say, Mark, is it's a real camera.
Yeah, man, yeah, and a weapon too, and a tool. If you get stranded on an island somewhere, you could use that to chop down trees, break rocks, and document the whole process. It's still be fine.
They are good if anyone wants to try and mug you in the street. You can use it as a defensive weapon.
It is. It is solid. I don't know. The camera body itself probably weighs 2 or 3 pounds. It just. You wrap your hand on it and there's no vibration at all. It's just like thud, 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 thud. It's like hitting a cement block almost. So I'm gonna have to take a look at that this week. That might be a fun thing to get. Affordable. I don't think it'll cost too much to get filters for at least the large format. Maybe get a. So what would you recommend? Like a red, a yellow, and a blue?
The yellow, the 2 times yellow is very handy for your black and white if you want to make your cloud stand out.
Yeah.
Whereas the red's going to be a bit more abstract. You're going to have black skies.
So if I only got one filter, then that basic yellow filter would be the one to get, right? Yeah,
I always had a 2 times yellow, but now I thought after playing with the infrared filter. I see this red filter come up on eBay, and they're about £50 new.
Okay.
Yeah, but I only paid £10 for it. And it's
not bad.
Spotless, yeah. So it's worth having a play,
And it's a B&W, you said?
Yeah, because they use brass rings on their stuff, so they never bind to the lenses.
Yep. Yeah, you got a good filter for a good price then. As long as it was no scratches or anything on it, it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to get a BW 10 stop ND filter, but when I read the review on it, it's got a color cast.
Oh, okay.
It's slightly to the red, so it's the Hoya what's got the better.
The Hoya, okay. 10 stop in. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take a look at that. I think that might be the. I think I pretty much decided I'm going to take the large format. I got to figure out the best way for the film.
Yeah, because that Simmy's dominating the forum with his wonderful pictures. You see, because he's got a 10 stop.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. It really does.
It does, yeah. Well, 10 stop is twice as dark as the 9 stop.
Yeah, it's not a logarithm, a geometric progression basically, right? Yeah, it's not or is it logarithmic?
I've got a 9 stop for my small lens, but I thought I'll get it for the wide angle because the wide angle is more of your landscape lens. The super wide. Yeah, 15mm is going to bring in everything.
Yeah. You're finding out that is a great lens on there. You get everything in, and it's going to be sharp and in focus and everything. So it's
you don't even have to bother focusing it.
Make sure it's more than about 2 feet away, and you're good.
That's it. Yeah, just stick it on there for 8, and everything from half a meter to infinity is going to be crystal clear.
Yeah. It's point and shoot, or as close as you can get.
That's it. Yeah, it's actually faster than the best digital autofocus camera.
Yep.
You just push the button.
That's true. Yeah. Well, good. How about you, Wes? Any photography this week, or you spend all your time moving offices?
Yeah, I didn't really shoot much this week. Just edited some stuff that I had from the week before.
Yeah, it looks like you've uploaded a few images from previous week, right? Yeah. Good. No purchases this week either, other than Dennis with his filter. No photography purchases. No. I think Joe made a purchase, but we'll let him if he pops on here this now or later he can talk about it. But he told me he did make a purchase this week, so we can probably figure out what it is. But
I think I have an idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got an idea.
So
It's obviously came back on special offer, Mark.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But we'll let him pop on whenever he does and talk about it, because I know it's something he's been interested in. But yeah, I didn't get out at all this week. I was kind of busy with work, but I did manage to get this one photo process from a couple weeks ago, and I got some negatives developed negatives back yesterday. So I'll try to get those scanned in this week and post if they're good, post them by next week. So, but it took a hike. Last Sunday afternoon, early afternoon, before I did the show, to a area, well, kind of in the same area where I did the bridge photo along the river, but we took a hike back along the trails that kind of wind back around. And I found some interesting, like fallen trees and hollowed out logs and that type of stuff. So now I just need to get back there with the camera, and I think it'd be some good opportunities back there, and not too far away from home. So it should, it's something I should be able to do like over lunch hour or something like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
Have you not processed any of your 4x5s yet yourself?
Not color, and not in the darkroom. No, I have not. They are doing, I think, a darkroom class first week of June, which I've got to double check the calendar, and I'm going to sign up for that. Because now I've got some negatives that are good, and I just need to, I'd like to be able to print them. So I'm hoping next darkroom class to get in on it and learn how to use the equipment, because I think they kind of require you to actually go through the class before you use it, so you just know how to use it, which makes sense. Yeah, you want to be able to use this stuff.
It opens up a new world when you start dodging burning in the darkroom.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I kind of wanted to wait until I had some images that were worthy of going through that process, and I think I've got a few now. Now that I'm learning how to use the camera, and it's not taking me near as long to well, it's still taking a long time, but not as long as it used to compose and get a sheet of film done. I mean, now it's only like 10 minutes instead of 25. So I'm getting better.
I was looking at some alternative chemicals for E6.
Okay.
Because the E6 chemicals are quite expensive. They're double the price of C41.
All right.
But apparently there's an Italian chemical company, Bellini, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
They actually do the 6-bath E6, the original, what everyone uses in the labs.
Okay.
Because the one you buy, the home kit, is only 3-bath.
Okay.
The Blix, the fixer and the bleach are all in one.
Okay. One tank, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. The only downside of that is that they react against each other, so the chemicals don't last very long. They've only got shelf life of a few weeks if you make them up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they're destroying. Once you mix them up, they just end up eating themselves away, basically, over a relatively short period of time. Okay.
So I thought I might treat myself to the 6-bath kit, and I've never done a 6-bath E6,
So what would it be? So you have 6. So you've got the fixer and the.
You got your first developer, then you'll have your second developer, your color developer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 2.
And I think they do the bleach is separate from the fixer.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you get a stabilizer. You have to use a stabilizer on it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like it used to be formaldehyde. Is it pretty dodgy chemical?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that's been replaced now by something else. Yeah.
Okay, so the 6-bath then is a rinse, basically, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I think the outcome is that the colours are much better than the 3-bath.
Okay.
Deeper colours and the longevity of the slide it'll last forever,
Okay, all right, yeah, because it's been properly bleached and fixed and archived, rinsed, basically.
I think it's archivable a lot longer than a 3-bath slide, although I should think they're going to last for years anyway.
Yeah. So is the cost less?
It was cheaper to buy the 6 bath than to buy the 3.
Okay.
But there was no information on how many rolls of film it's going to develop.
Oh, okay. So it's cheaper, but overall cost is cheaper. But if it doesn't develop as much, then the cost per roll might be higher. Actually.
Yeah. But of course, its shelf life when the chemicals are made up is going to be a lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the people who sell it, they sell the glass bottles, chemical bottles, to keep the chemicals in.
Okay.
And they're selling the wine stoppers and the pumps. You know, like if you open a bottle of wine, if you put one of their stoppers in, and there's a machine what sucks the air out of the bottle, and then it'll last you days in your fridge.
Okay. Yep.
Because you've extracted all the air. And it says using these stoppers with the air extracting system makes your chemicals last a long time. They said up to a year. Someone reckoned they've kept their chemicals by using these stoppers.
Yeah, that makes sense. That might be worthwhile. I mean, if you can, once you figure out how many rolls, what the capacity is of the mixture, then you can, assuming it lasts a long time, then you can figure out very quickly if it's worthwhile or not. Yeah.
The 3 bath kit comes as a 2.5 litre now, made by Tetnal. Yeah, and that's capable of 30 rolls.
30 rolls of 35, right?
Yeah, 30 rolls of 35.
But it only lasts for how long before it exhausts itself?
Yeah.
The chemicals, once you mix it up, how long?
Yeah, once you mix it up, you'll be lucky to get more than a month out of it.
Okay, all right. So 30 rolls of 35, what's that give sheets? I wonder what that...
Yeah, you get about 4 4x5s to a roll.
Oh, man, that's... Okay, so 30 rolls would be about 100. You get about 100 sheets of 4x5.
Yeah, but you buy 100 sheets of E6, you're going to be bankrupt.
Man, yeah. Well, the people that shoot, like the guys that shoot like 8x10, Velvia. Yeah. I mean, that's $25 a sheet, at least.
Yeah.
And then to develop it, they don't develop. They send it out to a lab, and that's probably $6 to $10 a sheet to develop. I mean, so for each sheet, they're probably in $30. Yeah,
well, see, last week I bought 50 sheets of Provia F, Provia 100.
Okay,
and it was cheap. I paid £30 for it.
Wow. Okay. It was expired though? Don't remember you saying it was a couple years expired?
About 7 years expired.
Okay.
Yeah, but they said it's been kept in the fridge.
Okay.
Yeah, but for experimental purposes, 50 sheets, to buy 50 sheets of that from the photographic suppliers, it's about £250.
Yeah. 30 pounds is well worth it, and it's probably still going to be fine. The colors might be not as vivid as they would have been, maybe, but you're probably still going to get good color. Yeah. That's definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's all right for an experiment. See, that's why I was saying. While you're playing with the camera, you might be better off buying a box of Formapen 100, because you get 50 sheets for the price of what you're paying for 25 in FP4.
Yeah, it might be worthwhile. I feel pretty. How many sheets of black and white have I put through that? I put through about 25 between the 60-year-old film that I used and the old the FP4 that I've done. So I feel pretty good about it. Yeah. But you're right. The foam pan is a lot less expensive. I mean, it's basically half the price for twice as much. I could get 50 sheets for $25 basically, as opposed to 25 sheets for 30. Yeah. And what's the difference? Have you done a comparison? I mean, I haven't researched to see what the difference is and contrast, or what the differences are between, say, FP4 Plus and Formapen.
I think Formapen is fine. Yeah, the only thing was we done some stand development on a couple.
Okay.
And there was it looked like there was emulsion missing on the actual back. Whether that was caused by an hour development,
Okay. So so like just spots, like sections gone, basically. Okay.
Spots, yeah.
Yeah. I've run into that a couple places on a couple sheets of the FP4, and I think it's a development problem.
Yeah.
Luckily, I've been able to go in and just splotch them out real. They've fortunately been in areas of the sheet where it hasn't been an issue, at least digitally.
I've done a few stands with the 35mm recently. I've done a 100-to-1 and a 50-to-1, and I had the same problem with the film, and that was with Delta 100.
Okay.
It seemed like the emulsion was missing on some of the sky area. Yeah.
I wonder if could that be just because of the stand development process? Does it?
Yeah, I wondered if
it's just not agitating enough to get through the to get to that section. I mean, is that really what it is? Is it that it just never gets developed? So it's just there.
I think the stand, the stand development is meant to be that your highlights are developed immediately, and your shadows take a lot longer. And if you don't agitate, you don't mix the chemicals round. It exhausts the chemicals which are against the film. So that once it's developed, the highlight side, they're all done.
Okay.
But the shadows, to bring more and more detail out the shadows, I think it just develops slower and longer before the chemicals exhaust. If you agitate, you just stir it all up, and you just ruined it, really.
Okay. So if you were to do stand development, would you need to do as much compensation on the front end for reciprocity? Am I thinking that right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. No, I'll have to play with it and do something like that, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, like I look at like a 1 second exposure on FP4. The little chart says it should actually be 2. So if I do that, but that's for normal development. But if I did stand development, would I really need to do 2 seconds, or could I get away just doing what's indicated, and then let the stand development take care of the difference? Interesting.
Yeah, I think the stand development is basically bringing out a lot more detail by the slow process.
Yeah.
Than you would get if you had like major chemicals up and done a 9-minute development.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll have to try that. Yeah. I mean, it's all kind of a crapshoot anyway, really, when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, the best thing with the 4x5 is you can do one sheet at a time. So you can change your chemicals and you can do one sheet as a stand and one sheet as a 1/5.
So you could, I mean, as an experiment, you could find a scene that you like. You could do one sheet one way, do another sheet, basically the same scene, same exposure, and then develop it a different way and see what result you like. Yeah.
That would be. It's easier to do it with a 4x5 sheet because you're doing one photograph. Yeah. Whereas you're doing a whole roll of film and you cock it up. That's the end.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's one thing I do like about it because, it's one sheet at a time, and if you want to develop one sheet at a time, you can do it.
Yeah,
it takes a lot longer, but you've got ultimate control over each individual image.
Yeah, you don't have to wait to finish the roll before you send it off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that is, I mean, the process of making and exposing a sheet of film is so much longer anyway, but you get a lot more flexibility with it, I guess. So
that's why I like the medium format, Mark, because like 12 photographs on a 6x6 camera. Yeah, you go through 12 with no trouble. So when you come home, you've got a film to develop. Whereas I was out playing with me red filter, and I've still got another 24 on the roll.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, I could just rewind the roll and develop, 1/3 of the roll if you wanted to, but you don't want to do that because then you're just wasting images.
You do. It's like I'm rolling my own from a 30-meter roll. I was tempted to roll 24s instead of 36s.
Or you could even do 12s if you wanted. I mean,
of course, you're losing a lot of film. You need the leaders.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to lose like 6 frames at a time.
Yeah.
You got to load your camera. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've never done that. I've never bought a roll, big roll of film and loaded it on my own. But I would guess you need to sacrifice a certain amount of film for the leader.
Yeah, it is cheap to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a little machine now where you just put the cassette in.
Okay.
Yeah, sellotape the film to the front, put the cassette back together, close the lid, and you just wind the handle, and there's a dial on the side telling you how many frames you're putting in.
Okay, so you know that you can put in whatever because you can just look and see 8.
Yeah, so I just run it around till it don't take anymore. About 38.
Yeah, you're like, oh, not paying attention. Now I've got 40 frames on this roll.
That's it. Yeah. So it's good fun. But when I was in college, I used to roll my own film by having a 30-meter roll in a cassette in a tin, right? And I used to climb under the bedclothes.
Okay.
The wrong way round, go right down to the bottom of the bed, open the tin, and actually roll them by hand.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'd come out of there looking like a beetroot, because it's just so hot, you're suffocating.
Yeah. Oh, that's one thing a couple weeks ago when I was out, it was, of course I'm not used to the warm weather yet, but it was maybe 70 degrees, but the sun was out, and going underneath that dark cloth, man, it's like a sauna. I just can't wait till like July or August when it's 90 and 100%. I mean, you want to lose some weight, just hang out underneath your camera for a while.
Is it black?
Yes, I've got one that is black, but it's got an outside layer that is white, so it's a reflective white. That helps. But
it does reflect. It reflects the heat away. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still no real air circulation. I mean, I think that's the biggest problem. Is there's just no circulation under there. But yeah, I was like, it's gonna suck. I mean, trying to compose a shot in the heat of summer. I mean, you're gonna have to work for that. You have to work for your art.
Some of your large format cameras have got actually fold-in boxes on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just look into a slit. Yeah, like the machines you have in the fairground, what the Butler saw.
Yep.
It's like a little slot to look through, so you can see everything on the ground glass.
The only problem is though with that, I guess you couldn't put up the like a magnifier or a loop to the ground glass because you'd only be looking through.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, they sell one for the Chamonix cameras. Oh, Oscar wants to jump up here. Come on, Oscar. Come on. Up. There we go. They sell one for the Chamonix cameras. It's like $300 or something.
Yeah.
It fits on the back. I'm like, well, that's kind of neat, but not $300 neat.
Yeah.
It's like
Take together some cardboard. Yeah.
You got a screen protector with your camera. The carbon fiber bit what clips over the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That costs a fortune. That piece of carbon.
Yeah.
Don't break it.
Oh yeah, no, I've been very careful about protecting that, but I'm getting to it's actually kind of fiddly to get it on and off. I figured out how to take it off and put it on without too much effort. But the first few times I spent literally minutes trying to jiggle it around and get it in there.
It's a pain in the butt trying to get it off, and then trying to get it back on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's jump into some of these images here because I think we've got Wes posted a couple, and I'm gonna have to. You guys are gonna have to remind me where we were at last week. I think I know, but all right. So there's Hadley. I know we talked about that one. Dennis, did we talk about? I think we did. Didn't we last week? I think so. From Simi?
I think we did do that one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This was once again. Look at that. Just 67 faves. Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take. I'm not gonna let Simi know, but I'm just gonna show up with my camera, with my large format camera and a big box of film, and say, okay, I'm camping out in your basement. I'm gonna follow you around for a month, and wherever you go with your full frame DSLR, I'm gonna take my large format camera and see and compare it. because he's just got some great scenery. Did we talk about this one last week, Wes? I think we did.
No,
This is a new one. Okay.
I just posted it this week.
Oh, you posted another one of an egret. Was it a couple weeks ago, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
probably.
take it this is your 500mm lens, yeah?
Yeah, 600.
You were a little ways away because this is still. But that's a pretty big bird. A great egret. It's pretty good size.
Yeah, that's 600. Wes, you on a crop camera? What's that come out? 1,000?
Just about. It's like 980 or something.
Yeah, that's quite a zoom, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it.
It's still not enough sometimes.
Yeah. But I mean, here you are, especially like wildlife photography. Yeah. I mean, it just shows you how big a lens you really need to get good images of wildlife. And but no, this is nice. I love the
just
little flowers. Are those like lilies or something in the background? Lily.
They're it's called pickerel weed.
Okay. That's neat.
Yeah, I saw that clump blooming out there, and I was like, I want him to walk in front of that, so I just had to wait a few minutes.
Yeah, that's a great background for him, with the sunlight coming through the leaves too. Kind of gives it like a backlight almost to it. Yeah.
Is that lens autofocus, Wes, or is it manual?
Yeah, it's autofocus.
It's auto.
And its image is it IS too, stabilized?
Yeah, it's stabilized as well.
Yeah, that's Pucker, Wes.
Sweetwater wetlands.
Did you crop that?
Just very slightly on the left-hand side, just to make it a little more even.
Full framed it. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. White. Is that just reflection off of him? It looks like. It's almost.
Yeah, I think it's just the light.
Yeah, it's almost like
kind of backlit. So.
Yeah. That's pretty bright. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty bright sun. That's cool.
What is it, Wes? Is it a hawk of some kind?
No, it's an osprey.
Osprey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's these guys like to fly around and find small little animals to dive in and pick. They probably get little fish and mice and squirrels and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little critters, and then the eagles will try to come and steal them from them.
Yep.
Are these the birds that just hover?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
He was basically hovering right there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's he's made it easy for you. You mean he posed the shot for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got nice. His eyes are nice and sharp there. Yeah, that's a neat shot. Yeah, that's like I said before. You're in a good location to use that kind of lens. You've got a lot of wildlife nearby. The Day's Witness. Oh. Even when you don't see it, be like the sun. He's getting philosophical on us here now. He's got all these inspirational quotes attached. Hey, Joe.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
All right.
Good. We might need to interrupt. I kind of previewed that you may have bought your new gear purchase may have made up for all of us not buying anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you talked about that. Yeah, no, it'll be here tomorrow. So I tried to pick it up early. I went down to I noticed that it got in town like super early Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And they're literally like around the corner from where I work. Their yard FedEx ground. Well, one of them I found out. I didn't realize there was 5 FedEx ground yards, you know what I'm saying, terminals in Phoenix. So he was like, no, it's not this one. So I'm like, oh, damn it. I wanted to have it first.
So tell Dennis and Wes what you got.
Oh, you didn't tell? Oh, okay.
No, so I said I think you got something, but I'm going to let you.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I ended up getting the a used 7D Mark II. So that'll
Nice.
be here tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I purchased everything you can imagine that needs to go with it from Amazon. So
That's a Canon, isn't it, Joe?
yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, you have to excuse me. I just cracked open a Ballast Point Mocha Marlin.
Oh.
It's freaking excellent. This is my first taste of it, so it's like, but
stuff.
Oh my God, it's super good. It's so good. It's the coffees and mochas and anyway, but yeah, I ordered it from. I always have Dennis in mind, so I've been looking at eBay for several weeks. You guys know I've been talking about a new camera for a while already. So I kept watching the prices of the auctions, and they were literally about $100 less, finishing about $100 right underneath the different lens renting sites that I like to use, and then they sell their used gear. And I just prefer doing it that way because they have their technicians that are working on the gear, and I've rented the gear, you know what I'm saying? So you rent it, well, pros rent the gear all the time, or amateurs like ourselves, and rent the gear all the time. You use it, you know what I'm saying? And then they sell it after so many uses. So they give you a guarantee with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm very familiar with dealing with them. So I just preferred to spend $100 more and go with something that I know instead of, something that I really didn't. But in any case, they shipped it like immediately. Like I bought it, and literally 2 hours later, they were emailing me, yeah, your item's shipped, and here's your number. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, you guys are sweet. So yeah, that was too cool. Just added to the excitement. You know how it is, Wes, when you finally order something and it's coming, you're like a kid, man. Like,
right.
I want it. You know what I'm saying?
Go to YouTube and start watching tutorials and videos and stuff.
You got everything there is to know about it by the time it shows up.
Exactly.
Right.
Like I hadn't been doing. You guys know how long. You guys in this room know exactly how long I've been talking about getting a new body. So, like I hadn't looked at all these videos anyway. I went and re-looked at all of those, and then of course I seen Wes's videos on the 80D. Right? You did some videos on that, and so that went into my decision. Am I going to go 80 or am I going to go 7 Mark II? And then I said, well, I just want a pro body for once. You know what I'm saying? I want the actual pro body, and I want the 2 memory cards in there. And so, and I'm a little more still focused since I had never done video before. So for right now, the articulating screen, doesn't bother me. Plus I might, when I get a second body, might end up with an 80 anyway. But
that'd be a nice second camera, have an ADD.
Right.
Yeah, that would be good. Then you have the best of both worlds, basically.
Yeah.
Right. You use your 7D for the majority of stuff, but if you wanted to do video or something else, then you could use the 80D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've made an actual. Oh, I've spent so much money, but I did. I ordered oh my God, I've spent. Oh my God, but yeah, it kills me to spend money. It does, especially that kind of, but, but when you save it to spend it for stuff like this, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
I mean, you can't take it with you. You just got to make sure you keep enough of it around to do what you need to do while you're still, vertical.
Right. Yeah. So exactly. Right. Yeah. So I made some compromises. So I was going to buy a couple of those Godox strobes as well, the full kit, the whole kit and caboodle with those two. And then I pulled back on that. I said, okay, let's give this a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? Let's geez, thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
just take the credit card out, put it in the freezer, let it cool down.
Let that
steam settle off.
Yeah, we don't want the plastic to melt right away. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Yeah. So it was, I pulled back the reins a little bit, but I did. I ordered the grip. I ordered, it made me think about my batteries too, because my my 40D has been going through battery a lot, and it never used to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I used to be able to charge my batteries and literally like do a couple of shoots and literally leave the batteries laying around for a week and still pick them up and use them again. And now I'm barely making it through a shoot. So I knew I had to order. And then I started thinking about it. Wait a minute. My batteries are like 7 years old too. You know what I'm saying? So
they're just worn out. Yeah.
They're just worn out. So I ordered all new batteries. I ordered new battery charger. I ordered a battery grip. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
yeah.
So, but it was necessary, man. I'm pretty excited about it. So
cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. You can give a quick review of it next week after you've had a couple days to shoot with it. Maybe that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I have a shoot next Sunday actually. So that was on my mind as well. I can warm up with her. So I'm kind of the options in that 7D are blowing my mind right now. So it's like a whole new camera system, man. I don't know. I mean,
probably a lot. Yeah, there's probably a lot more stuff that's 2 or 3 levels deep that you just have to kind of dig your way down to and decide whether you want to use it or not, I guess.
Yeah. Just the autofocus alone is like right now more than I can handle. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have any options. Yeah. There's no options for me. You know what I'm saying? Wow. I've got a 9-point focus system. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So the 7D has what? Is it a 45?
It's like 65.
Oh, man. And how many are cross point? How many are?
All of them.
All of them.
Ooh. And it's like, so you can have it automatically, and you can probably set up different modes where if you hit a button and it's going to do, oh yeah. I mean, you've got.
Trust me, when there's YouTube videos just on the focusing system, you know this camera's a little deep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, yeah.
And they got that joystick on the back that's just for the focusing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There's an actual joystick for the,
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's how crazy it gets.
That's one of those things where you pick out, okay, what thing do I want to learn this month? What do I need to learn right now? To get to actually be able to turn the camera on and get a shot. And what do I need to learn? You just have to almost prioritize.
What I like about what I just started thinking, I'm like, because all I know is the 40D. In the ISO, it's like, why even mention it? Because it just sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like low light. Are you kidding me? Strobe. You know what I'm saying? If I want to shoot anything, it's light it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And try to make it look like it's not lit. That's always been my game.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, all of a sudden it dawned on me yesterday. I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually going to be able to do some natural light finally. You know what I'm saying? It's like indoors doing natural window light is almost something that I can hardly do. I can do it, but it's insanely tough. I have to really plan it out because the ISO just sucks. And I've been looking at images from that camera with 16,000 ISO. And they're still usable. They have some noise, but I'm like, compared to my junk.
Yeah, you're like, 40D is what, probably get to about 400? Isn't that what she said?
Seriously, yeah, that is
you
the
go
highest.
From 400 to 16,000. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like and a lot of times, if I could just go to 1600, that'd be enough. So I don't know. What I love too is there's settings, and it's probably the same with the 80D, I think, as well, where you can set the camera to where it'll stay within a certain ISO automatically.
Yeah.
Okay, so it won't go above or below whatever range you set. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there's videos just on the ISO. There's videos on the focusing system. You know what I'm saying, Mark? It's like,
oh yeah.
I don't even know these cameras. I'm a Canon shooter, but not really, not anymore. It'll be like learning a whole new camera. I mean,
that's exciting. That's cool. I know you've been talking about getting a new camera for a while. Yeah, it's just a while. So it's nice to. I'm glad you were able to actually get one now.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's. Definitely
Then you'll be able to throw your camera up in the air like Simeon and just get shots. You just say, You get the model and say, okay, just stand there. I'm going to throw the camera up in the air.
Yeah, just never mind the camera. It's going to bounce off the ground a little bit, but it'll
take
be
a
all right.
shot, and it will be fine.
Yeah, that's why I got the metal body. Yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited because I've got that new Sigma Art lens and the other Sigma lenses, and I'll finally be able to, take them to their limit.
So it was a good thing you got ripped off a few months back, right?
You know what?
Forced you to get some new lenses, and that. Yeah, I mean, really. I mean,
there's always an upside. There is
lemonade from lemons. Yeah,
right. There always is. It still grinds my gears a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, it forces you. Okay, it's like, what's the opportunity in this? There's got to be an opportunity, and that was the opportunity. It was an opportunity for me to get out of my zone a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I've been wanting to get a new lens anyway. You know what I'm saying? And I forced myself to do it. That kind of, not like I wanted to get ripped off, trust me, but it's like, and that's what I was talking to Pat about, because I shot with him right after he got ripped off. So it was like,
that's right. Yeah.
That was one of the main things that I talked to Pat about was that whole process that I went through. After that first initial couple of days, I was like, okay, wait a minute. I got to get my thoughts together, make a positive out of this somehow. And that's what it was. I got those new lenses, and then it forced me to, it upped my game. And I'm seriously happy with that art lens. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's a good lens. It gets nothing but
in your car, will you?
I'm sorry. What was that?
You won't be leaving any of this gear in your car, will you?
Well, unfortunately, I have to at times. I mean, you still have to do those things. What I won't be doing is leaving it in my vehicle at the mechanic. Yeah, you bet your ass I won't.
Yeah. Well, you can get with your homeowner's policy now. You can probably add that on as a specific rider for camera equipment.
That's exactly, because that was actually what screwed me, was not being able to have a homeowner's policy, because I would have been able to get, gear from that anyway. I would have recouped my money. And
the stuff in your car is covered by your homeowner's policy. It's almost, it's ass backwards. You think, well, it's in my car, it's be covered by the car. No,
exactly.
It's covered by your homeowners. Yeah.
Right.
So, and I don't know what the cost. It's got to be. It wouldn't be more than.
It's fractions.
50 or $100 a year tops to cover. Several $1,000s worth of equipment.
It's fractions. Yeah, it's worth it. Yeah, because I'm into thousands right now in what I have in gear.
As a rider on your homeowners and a specific item list of what it is, and then you document it, write down everything, take pictures of what you have, put that, save it somewhere, save it in the cloud somewhere, and that way, if something happens, then you can say, here's what I paid for it. When I paid for it, here's what it was.
Yeah. I'm also, I don't know if you, Mark, or Dennis have any of these, but Wes might, as far as stands. I don't know how many stands you have, but
I've got a couple.
I'm getting into C stands now. I got some C stands coming, and oh dear God, another expensive item.
Yeah, those are supposed to be awesome though.
Yeah, but
to be the way to go.
That's the way to go. Yeah, it's it's been one of those things that I didn't really put a priority on my stands, for Christ's sake. But I am tired of kind of counterbalance and everything. I've got weight on everything to counterbalance, and those C stands are just, so durable. So, there's guys that have had their C stands for 20 years. They're just solid metal.
What's different about them? Do they have they're solid metal, and then they have like a weight on the end that you can use?
No, they're just they're solid metal. And that's the thing. The the black tube one that I'm using right now that's off to my right, or like these stands that we use, are just a tubular aluminum, metal. They're metal, but they're not solid metal. And those C stands can weigh typically 20 pounds without anything on them at all. So
so they're just solid. They've got a nice solid base, so they'll support a lot more stuff without having to figure out how to keep it from tipping over.
They're bigger, they're heavier duty, they're proper grip material. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear of people that are actual grips, and that's what they do for a living, that's what they're nicknamed after, is the actual big metal grips that you can turn, and they're solid. Like you can tighten them up as tight as you want. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
just a huge difference. So I've already broken a few of these cheap plastic connections, and I'm sure Wes is familiar with them. They're just like the most cheap.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, just it was just good enough to get by, but anything beyond that, not gonna. Yeah.
And you take them outside and they blow over. It's not a
That's
good
why
thing.
I've busted speed lights on it, you know, because the wind just blows them over. Now you still need to counterbalance. You still need to take weight for the C stands as well, but I mean, they're just so much more durable, you know.
Yeah, that makes a big difference, and it translates to you being able to do your job better because you're not worrying. It's one less thing to worry about. You're more confident in the equipment you're using.
Right.
You know, you add that to the camera, the lenses, the new camera. It just it translates into better work because you're more relaxed. The model's more relaxed. I mean, everything just kind of flows from that. Yeah.
Right. It's so much of what we do is psychological, right? Like, you know, if the model walks in and the models that I work with so many true pros, you know, and they shoot for actual, you know, real photo shoots with the, you know, magazines that you can, you know, the names of them, but they walk in and they see certain equipment and they know that, okay, you must be on a certain level if you have this equipment. I mean, there's just no, you know, ifs, ands, or buts about it. So it's you know, everything's a certain level of confidence, you know. So it's it's exciting, man. I'm looking forward to you know, this is the, you know, the year that we start getting better. So
yeah, that's cool. No, that's exciting. It's always fun to get new equipment, and you've been wanting to do that for a long time. So that's awesome. It really is. So and like I said, just throw your camera up in the air, take shots for you. I mean, you know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have Sim, you know, give me some. You know, do I toss it with the right hand, kind of?
Yeah, like I think it's the technique. I mean, the camera can do a lot, but I mean, you definitely. Yeah, I think it's and sometimes I think he runs and tosses it, which gets more airtime, which allows him to put that 10-stop filter on. So when he runs, that's how he gets those 189-second exposures.
Okay.
Really high.
Yeah. It's like an underhand type of flick. Thing.
Yeah, it's like bowling. You got your left hand spin and your right hand spin.
That's right. Technique.
It's all technique, exactly.
Camera tossing. I mean, you might have to fly him out to Phoenix. I hear he consults.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, we can fly him out here, and then he can kind of go over the different. You know, if you do it lefty, you know, there might be like an underhand kind of like you roll your wrist a little bit as opposed to flicking it like that.
It's a little,
you know,
it's a subtle,
there could be a basketball type of move there.
Yeah, there's a lot. It all depends. You know, if you're using a 10-stop filter, you got to flick, I think. But if you're only using like a 4-stop, it's more of a you know, like that. I mean, it's just.
That's true. Yeah, if you're using like a 2-stop filter, you could kind of go overhand, right? But I mean, because that's a little faster. So if you're doing a 10-stop, you need, you know, so you go underhand nice and slow.
Yeah. We don't want to give away secrets to anybody. You know, we don't know. I mean, we're not professionals at camera tossing. Simi's the one to do that. But speaking of tossing, let's go and take a look at some of his most recent tossing images.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah, he's more him and Patrick just taking a shot of anything that appears in the lens, you know, and just
they take these junk images, man. Give me a break.
So look at that. A 1/13 of a second? What's that? That's not even a real photo.
I mean, it's not even like 200 seconds or anything. What the hell's up with that?
16, 20 millimeter.
The guy's turning into an amateur again.
Yeah. Must have had a lapse of judgment or something.
I've been giving it too much credit.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely beautiful photo. I love it, man.
Yeah, it's great. It's colors. This was probably, let me see, James. This is in the morning, I would imagine. Yeah, East Coast.
Yeah.
Coming up in the morning.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Absolutely beautiful. That's my style right there. I love those dark, contrasty, the shadowy kind of, and then he made this nice and warm.
Probably warmed it up a little bit. There's somebody else out on this rock, which is kind of nice actually. It's kind of a nice little.
Yeah, I thought that made it.
Nice little,
it's a nice little
piece of the puzzle there. You don't see it immediately, but you kind of, as your eye kind of goes through, you see that, and it gives it a sense.
Now he used a 20 millimeter. Does he have a 20 millimeter lens, or is that just the?
No, I think he does. I think that's his.
He really?
He has a 20 to. He has a zoom too. Is it a 25 to 80 or something like that? He has 25 to 120. He has a.
I wonder if his horizon is reflected in that with that 20 a little bit there. I imagine on the end there a little bit, but
yeah.
And then I love the. So he must have what, 8 blades in that thing, 9 blades with the sun, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Gives a good star pattern.
Right.
Sunburst. Yeah. And you need to get down to. It's usually f16 to get that. To get that pattern. Get the diffraction lines. I don't know what they call it, but yeah. That's cool. Oh, there we go. 59 seconds. We're getting better. F11.
Yeah, a little better. Seconds. It's tough, man, because that sun is even though it was probably pretty dark when he did this, but you leave it open for that long, and that light sure does. You can see how bright it is right in the center.
Right back here. Yeah. Yeah, this is neat. So much detail in the rocks. These are just little shell, whatever, barnacles or stuff stuck on the rocks here. Tide pool.
That water must be awful still right in the foreground here to just be so clear, Yeah,
I think it's probably like a tidal pool that is drained, so the water's not coming up into it. It only fills up when the tide's high and then just sits there until the next high tide, probably. Yeah, but the colors, the steel blue and the light, green, I guess it's green. Yeah, it's kind of like it's gunmetal. Yeah, just great colors in the rocks, the sky. Yeah, good stuff.
Cool shot, man. That really amazes me. 59 seconds, and that water is just crystal clear. I mean, that's that's pretty. That water did not. I don't know what was more still, the rock or the water right there. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. So here we go. 1 second. We've seen this lighthouse a few times, I think. This is, good stuff. He's got it in 112 groups. Wow. How long does it? Is there a quick way to add the photo to multiple groups? Anybody know? I don't know, because I have to load up all the groups and then just scroll through and click.
Yeah, it takes forever.
Yeah.
But he's getting pretty popular. So he's got 53 faves.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll get a similar amount of views, but he gets way more faves than I do.
Yeah.
And what happens is you get invited to a lot of these groups. Sometimes you just, as things are going along, you're just clicking invite, accept, invite.
Yeah, I mean, there's all these. Every once in a while, I'll click on the groups he posted, because I always find groups that I didn't know existed that are fit for certain types of images.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, he posts 100 groups. It's like that takes almost longer to post all the groups than it does to process the image.
Yeah, I would bet he's just on a lot of people's radar, and so when he posts, 53 faves is a lot in just that amount of time. So
yeah,
he's getting a lot of invites, I'm sure.
Yeah, which he should. He's doing good stuff. Okay, so there, 89 seconds. We're getting better.
Yeah, there's that 24 to 120.
Yeah, 24 to 120. So that's like the walk around. That's a great walk around lens for a. And you could probably do that on a crop sensor too. I mean, that'd be 36 to 150 basically.
Yeah.
180, 36 to 180.
180.
Yeah. But yeah, for a full frame camera, I mean that's a good. Yeah. That's a good, and it's f4, so it's reasonably fast, not super fast, but you don't need it for, if you had an f2.8, I mean, you could have got it down to 72 seconds or something, But yeah, nice cloud motion there. It's definitely cool. So Mr. 10-stop filter was on the front of this one, I bet.
Yeah.
Mr. 10-stop.
Yeah.
You'd write a song about that. Mr. 10-stop.
Yeah, that could be a song.
Send me a dream. The longest exposure I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's he's up on the hill, kind of looking down on the town. This is. Yeah.
I never paid attention to that before. Yeah, there is a lot of groups in his deal there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
105
groups. Yeah.
I never paid attention to that.
Yeah, there's some good ones in there. I've added a few groups, but it just takes so long to post to the groups.
It does. Yeah, it does. It'd be nice if they had like a preset for it or something.
Yeah.
Here
we go. Looks like you made a trip over to your part of the world here, Dennis.
Yeah, I'm sure
Castle Craig. This is the other brother to Hadley. Craig came over here, and Hadley stayed there.
When was this built?
Probably 1970.
Yeah.
It's probably a tourist castle.
It's not quite 13th century, is it? Yeah.
No, probably not. I mean, that looks like, well, who knows? That looks like some recently poured concrete steps there, and railing up there. But yeah, no. I don't know I have to look that up. Castle Craig Sunrise. Okay, 66 seconds. But yeah, this is substantially newer than Hadley, I'm sure.
Yeah. Is this some kind of folly then?
Some kind of what?
Folly.
Folly?
Yeah. Well, you don't know what a folly is, right?
Any idea?
All the landowners, the lords and ladies of the past, they used to build things in their estates which had no purpose whatsoever.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's probably something like just for the hell of it. They just build it for the hell of it. They're like, why not? I've got some land. Let's put a castle.
Dedicated on October 29th, 1900.
Oh, okay. That's 115 years old, 16 years old.
Yeah. So, but it is new though, basically.
Yeah. But so 1900. So yeah, it was the guy that owned a bunch of land and he wanted a castle. I mean, that's
right.
This probably meets the qualification of a folly.
Some rich dude that wanted a castle, right?
Yeah.
It ain't like.
Yeah, it wasn't built to defend the hill from the marauding hordes. It was built because Mr. Craig had some extra money and time and wanted something on top of his hill.
Right.
I think.
They still let you build crazy things in this country. They won't let you build a house to live in, but they would let you build something that had no purpose whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. They won't let you change your front door for Christ's sake, but yeah, if you wanted to build
yeah, you can build a miniature castle in your backyard. Yeah.
You can't paint the door. Yeah.
Yeah, you paint the door the wrong color, you're out.
That's against neighborhood regulations.
Yeah, we fine you.
I remember seeing some crazy guy in this country. He built a castle. It looked like a real castle. Then he dug a moat around it. And when you went round the back, there was a ship, the back of a galleon, with all the old galleons with the captain's cabin, and it was sticking out the back of the building.
My neighbor across the street's getting a pool right now. He's, they're digging it out and all that, and he had to get all the neighbors' signatures to agree to him getting a pool.
Okay.
Right. I bet you haven't got any nutcases in America who have got sharks sticking out the roofs of their houses.
Oh, who knows, man? I don't know. I would think there's probably somewhere that they've got some sharks out of the roof. I would not doubt it, man. There is some crazy people here. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are the king of crazy. Whatever someone else has done somewhere else, we've definitely got that here somewhere.
Yep. So this is, I took this on the same day I took that picture of the bridge I posted last week. This was just basically behind me as I was taking the picture of the bridge. So I turned the camera around and scrambled up a little hill to get this. But what was interesting about this was with the light meter, when I kind of tried to get an idea of the exposure, like the EV values, in here was a 6. And out here on the edge was a 13. So it was a huge gap from light to dark. And I was like, well, I want to expose it to get what's in the center, because there was some neat detail in there. But the sun was back here, so this was still completely dark. So I had to.
So you didn't bracket this? You didn't bracket this?
Nope. This is one exposure. One exposure. 2 seconds. 2 seconds at f32. And it was another one where you had to kind of account for that reciprocity failure, because the film for long exposure. So the indicated exposure was 1 second, and with the reciprocity, it made it 2 seconds. So
just calculate a bit of detail in that dark hole.
Yeah, there's quite a bit in there, and that's what I was trying to get, because I mean, you just looked at it and it was, at first glance, it was just like this dark, you couldn't see in there, but if you looked at it a little bit longer, you could see some of the stuff back there. So I tried to expose for that, and then so obviously this got a little bright, but
you know what, Mark, it's remarkable, right? Because you shot this with your old camera, right?
With a large format, yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because you're doing exactly what the photographers did 100 years ago, would you say?
Oh yeah.
And I mean, this is a typical image that, I mean, as far as like you were talking about the balance between the light and the dark, that those wedding photographers would do back in the day. That was the challenge. That's still the challenge of it, is balancing the white dress with the black tux, right? It's a challenge, and that's exactly what you did here with the
and this was the first. You notice this is a portrait orientation, so I hadn't practiced it, so I didn't know how to flip the holder, the ground glass, so I had to fiddle with that for about 10 minutes to figure out. You had to lift up a couple flaps at the back of the camera and then pull it out and twist it around. So yeah, so you can't tilt the camera. You actually have to take the back of the camera off and reorient the film holder so it's portrait instead of landscape. So
in the wedding photography world, you always balance towards the white dress, because that's the harder part, is to get the detail in the white dress. You can always get something out of the darks, but so when you're doing this again, you might, I don't know if you, but you might.
I hadn't done a lot of shots like this, especially with film, and I was like, well, I want to make sure I get, because this is definitely dark, but there's, if you can see in the middle, there's a little bit of white, and so this was, like I said, this in here was like a 7 on the exposure value. This right here, this was this part here, and then obviously the sky. But on the tree itself, this was like a 13. So what I did was I took this, and then I kind of split the difference on the light meter. So I, from a 7 to a 13 was like 6 stops basically. So I kind of moved it. I moved it and kind of ended up going at like a 9.5 or a 10 on the EV scale, which gave me the 1 second, and then I had to double it because of the reciprocity failure on the film. But I think it came out pretty good. I got some really nice darks here in the trunk, and
I like it. Looks spooky to me. I like the way
it's kind of got that look like the Ghost of Christmas Past, death or whatever, the death ghost. So yeah, that's kind of a cool tree. I think I'll go back here. This would be great in the fall to get with color, because all these trees back here, right now it's all green and just starting to leaf out, but this would be awesome in the fall, because these will be all orange, and these trees will give a nice orange and red.
It looks like some kind of spooky mouth, like and like it's got one eye and it looks all creepy, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very interesting tree. I'll be back, and this is less than 10 minutes away from the house, so I can drive back here at any time of the year and photograph it. So I'm looking forward to that. But a little bit of experimentation, and it came out okay. I think it'll get some good. And here's Wes's new office view. So it's cool. Taken with the iPhone.
I seen this. You put this on Instagram, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's neat.
Much better view.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better view. It's always cool to someone kind of moves up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may be simple, but I mean, this is a much. I would be so happy with that too, man. You're like, at least I can look at people walking by.
Yeah.
Damn,
Right. Yeah.
Instead of the brick wall. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're like, so yeah, at least you get some sort of sense of what's up outside.
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, that's neat. That's neat. Cool image. I like it. Are we getting up there? Oh, only 59 seconds. Damn. Only here.
This guy.
Yeah. So another inspirational quote: "No life is a waste. The only time we waste is the time we spend thinking we are alone." So there you go. He is getting really philosophical here with his quotes that he's adding to his images, which is cool.
Yeah. You know what? That must be a thing right now, because a lot of the girls I shoot do the same thing. They
Really?
when they post, they have these like quotes and all this philosophical stuff. I'm like, wow, I just kind of put model in. That's what I mean. I'm not good at that stuff,
Yeah, it's definitely cool. And this is a great image again. I mean, you got that water kind of turning into that fog, that mist, which just kind of emphasizes the whole, the title, Lonely Pier. So it's kind of like going out there, but you still got a lot of detail here in the front where the water is.
You know what I bet, Mark? You know what I bet? I bet in this case, and he did that 59 seconds. I bet you that water is super still, but the clouds are moving, and you got the clouds moving over the water.
That would be it. Yeah, the reflection of the clouds.
Right.
Over
That's
that section.
actually what's blurred out on the water. It's not the water, it's the clouds.
The clouds cause blurring the reflection, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's true. I was thinking, how did he get that with that? And it's like, the clouds. Because there was definitely a lot of clouds in the sky, and if they were moving at all,
right,
that would kind of smear the surface of the water as the reflection.
And it just kind of makes you marvel at the world, really, because the atmosphere can be so different like that. Like right on sea level, there's nothing moving, but up there in the clouds, I mean, the wind is just, a nice little breeze, just enough to move those clouds enough. I mean,
And this rock here in the front is such a cool rock. I love that. With that gray and that orange and the different lines in there. It's just really.
There's so much happening there. I love that.
Yeah. So much going on. And then it just kind of fades off into the kind of like a vanishing point, almost just goes off into infinity almost.
Yeah.
Awesome image to end that part. That's cool. So see me come out, do a little consulting with you, Joe, and you'll be able to.
Because I imagine it was more like an underhand kind of flick on that last little shot.
Yeah, I think
there.
so. Yeah, I think that was the secret.
To get that blur. Yeah, that's. What do you think, Dennis? Like, now when you flick your large format, how do you go about that, man?
I think that anyone who's watching this program to learn about photography is going to be.
Hey, we never claim to be professionals. You can talk about anything. It doesn't mean you know anything.
Well, it makes sense why he got that wireless trigger, right? Because when you flick it, you need to be able to like that. While it's flipping around.
Plainly obvious now. Yeah. I mean,
hello, come on.
Wow. It's photo share and discussion, not photo education.
Exactly. Boom. It's in the name. It's in the name. Yes.
I could just imagine someone going to their tutor who's learning all about photography, saying, "These guys throw their cameras up in the air."
All the shots they get.
He's like, you know what? I threw my camera up in the air and it just broke. Like, what the hell? How do these guys keep their camera in one piece? I don't get it. Like, do I need better gear? Is that why you need better gear? You know?
Well, you know, it's funny. We joke about it, but now people do toss their camera and they just attach it to a drone and they fly up. And
That's true. Yeah.
You get shots you get from the drone, but
and that don't work out every time, right? Like when you're first learning how to fly that drone and you've got that camera attached to it, not only the drone gets jacked, but so does the camera. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You haven't had any crash landings yet, Wes? Nothing?
No, not with the big one.
Okay.
I crashed the little one a bunch.
Yeah, that's fine.
But that one, the little one is designed to crash. That's why I bought that one first.
Okay. Yeah. It's like the training wheels. Learn how to.
It's a toy. It's designed to be crashed.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's key though, because that way you've got something that's expendable and you can learn how the reaction. Because flying is it's like backwards and it's counterintuitive the way to control something when it's flying, I think.
And your controls are regular and you're coming back towards you and it's all reversed.
Yep. That's true. But yeah, I've seen videos of people crashing their drones and it's not pretty. Very expensive drone crashes.
Oh, Wes, I watched some guy with a drone fly it out over the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right out away from the land, and I thought, what happens when you get out of range?
You better hope you can. You better hope it returns. We hope you can get a signal.
Well, don't some of them once they go out of range, they can fly? Don't they keep track of themselves, basically GPS, so they can fly back to that last known spot? Do they have an auto return feature?
Yeah, they're supposed to auto return. They go out of range.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say if you drop your drone in the North Sea, it's going to be very expensive.
Yeah.
But occasionally everything goes wrong and it just drops for no reason. I've seen that happen before.
Oh wow!
Like a radio interference hit or something like that. Yeah.
A piece of software crashes or whatever. Yeah.
I've actually now seen a couple of drones fly in the wild. Like I've never, with my physical eyes, seen that until very, very recently. I mean, I see tons of video of drones flying, but never really seen one flying. You know what I'm saying? I've now seen a couple of them, and I kind of wonder, Wes, like. You're the only one I know right now, especially in this room, that has one. Like, is it kind of nostalgic? Does it feel like after you've had one now for a while, like you really still feel that fire to go fly one, or is it something that wears off? Unless you were actually doing it to make a living or something, is it still something to, like, you feel the need to fly still?
Not as much. It's difficult to find places to fly, is what I'm finding. So many places that they don't allow drones. That it's difficult to find interesting places that also allow drones.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
they
difficult part.
had a guy in this country fly a drone over a stadium when a football match was on, and they're looking for him.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for them.
That's the case too, right? Like I've been hearing that. I think what's happened is in the beginning there were so many knuckleheads kind of doing everything they could do with their drone, and it kind of pissed some people off, and so now
they screwed
people
it up.
have the laws and people have kind of caught up to the technology, and so now there's restrictions, and you can get a license for your drone now and permits, and it's a little bit of a hassle now, right? Is that what I'm getting from you?
Yeah, it is. And if you're following all the rules that they tell you to follow when you get that license, then you're very limited on what you can do.
Mm.
Yeah, but you still know that not the majority, but a large percentage of people that have drones never get it licensed. They just go out and fly wherever. And those are the people that ruin it for everybody else.
Kind of like a motorcycle license, right? A lot of people just kind of buy a bike and just start riding. They don't necessarily get licensed, no?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what I did. I had a motorcycle in college. I never got a license. Just, I didn't kill anybody.
Yeah. You just don't break no laws and
Yeah.
try to get pulled over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it worked fine. But yeah, I mean, I think you're exactly right. A lot of people on motorcycles haven't gone through the extra licensing that they need to have a motorcycle, which is fine unless they cause something or get caught, I guess. But yeah.
And I guess they're very similar too. Now that I brought up that analogy, because if you ride a bike, sooner or later you're going to crash, and if you fly a drone, you're going to crash. Like it's not a matter of if, it's when.
Yeah.
So
might not be for a long time, it might be tomorrow. You never know.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I just kind of wonder, because I do see them for sale now and stuff like that if I'm out and about, and I've avoided that little itch. It didn't really hit me that much, I guess, because I'm not a video guy. It just seems like it's more for video people.
Yeah. Luckily, I didn't spend too much on it, so it's not a big deal.
Right.
Well, there's some that are really advanced. I mean, they're just professional quality video and controls and everything. And we've got a guy in our bowling league he bought one 2 years ago. So he paid, I don't know, what did he pay for it? $3,000, $3,500, something like that, a couple years ago, and put a high def video. And he does stuff for realtors. So that's his deal. He hires out and does the drone, for 360 views of houses and that type of stuff. So.
And that's a good selling point. You know what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying? Like, now he found a little specific niche that kind of keeps him wanting to fly. Otherwise, it just seems like right now, I know someone that she really wanted to get into photography, really wanted an SLR. And now that it's been almost a year, I recently talked to her again, and I'm like, do you still want that SLR? Did you ever buy one? Nah, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that fire kind of burns out. Now, some people, they just stay with it, right? Like us nerds, but, I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, I guess it's like anything, but there's been so many people get drones in the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, it's been huge market for it, just kind of pop up almost overnight. It seemed like.
Hey, by the way, since we're all in your group here, Mark, I've checked out, and I don't know if you guys have either, some videos on that new Sony A9. Oh man, have you seen that thing? Have you seen that?
No, I haven't. I'll need to look at it.
It literally, we were talking about focusing systems earlier. That thing literally, when you're looking in the viewfinder, it covers every single. It's like what, Wes? There's like 360 some cross point.
I don't know how many it has, but it covers the whole frame.
It covers the whole thing, literally.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know how many frames per second. It's like
20.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing of it is like in your standard SLR, you have the flapping, and so there's a black space between each image. And since this doesn't have one, it looks like a perfect movie.
Yeah.
When you're going through the images, they were showing it on the YouTube. It just looks like a perfect movie, and all you're doing is going through the images. It's crazy.
Wow. Well, it better be. What is it? $4,500 or something?
Yes.
Like that?
Wow. Yeah. It better be for that. Man.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see how many they sell. It's going to be. I mean, if it sells a fair amount, there's hope for it. If it doesn't sell, then that might be the end of the. We might not see an A10.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
it still overheats.
It still overheats. These are its big problems. The problem Sony has is the problem it continues to have. There's no glass. So you're going to have this $4,500 camera with no lens better than you could get for an amateur, anyone in this room could buy. So they've got a 100 to 400. Who the hell wants that? Like a pro don't. Anybody that spends $4,500 on a body does not want that lens. You know what I'm saying? The lenses they have aren't pro type lenses. You know, so that continues to be their problem. Is the stuff that's the camera's great, but unless they make a Sony body that can take a camera, a Canon or a Nikon system lens, they're screwed. You know. Now, when they do that, if and when they do that, now Nikon and Canon better watch out. But
that's been the biggest. I think that's been the biggest thing holding it back, especially as the camera bodies get more and more advanced. You get to the point where, like you said, the camera body's super advanced, but the lens is
there's
baseline. There's no equivalency between the quality of the camera and the quality of the lens.
Right.
They're just mismatched.
What they're counting on is that Tamron or Sigma will continue making kick-ass lenses for their cameras. I mean, because that's what they do. You know, Sigma, as you know, has some great lenses, and Tamron is just now catching up to what Sigma's doing. So I would imagine that's what you're going to end up doing, is getting a third-party lens.
Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it takes. I mean, if they get some third-party lenses, and if Sony actually comes out with some of its own, I think they've got to come out with a couple pro-level lenses on their own. But
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of crazy to build a camera body like that and not have at least a couple of your own lenses that are built to, for the camera body to be able to take advantage of the lens and vice versa.
Right.
So. One thing's for sure, I'm not getting one. So
yeah, they absolutely have to have. I mean, they've got, the short stuff, that you kind of need. They've got that, but if you're one of those cats that would buy that camera and you need that fast camera, you need that type of focusing system that would cover the whole viewfinder like that, then you need one of those, 500, 0.2s. You know what I'm saying? You need that two, that f2 500 millimeter lens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need those big fast primes. Yeah,
the 100 to 400 f5.6 that it probably is, right? It's probably not going to be the fit.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, some kind of 4.5 or some ridiculous thing like that. Like, you're.
It's a good lens, but not anywhere a match to the camera that it's being attached to.
Right.
So. Well, Joe, you're going to have your camera tomorrow, so we expect a full review next week along with sample images. And
next week you'll definitely get it, because I'll have been on your show. I'll be on your show after my shoot. So.
Okay. Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that and seeing if you know how to operate the autofocus by next Sunday. That's going to be
that's going to be I'll have that on full auto probably.
It's going to be a quiz. We're going to give a quiz.
Yeah, that'll be. I'll flunk that test more than likely. Yeah, that's
all right, Joe. You need to use cross focus point number 88. How do you access that?
Yeah.
Which joystick do you hit?
Do
that?
Oh my God! Yeah, that's gonna be nuts.
It'll be fun. You'll have a lot of fun doing.
Yeah, it is gonna be.
All your free time this week is gonna be taken up learning how to use your camera.
That's what sucks. I really wanted it Friday, or yesterday would have been great.
The weekend,
because once I start my week, I have no time. I'll have and then with all the share beer and everything, it just kind of makes it tough. So,
that would be, you bring that out on Tuesday share beer and you watch. They're just fall asleep instantly.
Yeah, him and a few others are just kind of immediately.
Photography, oh no.
Oh. Here they go again.
Start yawning immediately. The cure for insomnia. Talk about photography.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could, especially Barrick. Yeah, Barrick and Bum as well. They're the two that. They're kind of like, you lose them the minute you start anything. Just mention an f-stop, and they're like, oh.
They're like, F-stop. You say F-stop, and they're like, effing stop.
Effing stop it already. Really? Would you? Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you
All right.
10 times stop that conversation?
Filter this out.
Filter that
completely.
thing. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Hey, great show. Joe, looking forward to that new camera, seeing how that thing works.
Yeah, I am too.
Dennis, have yourself another week of Sundays. We'll be thinking of you.
Yeah. Have a nice week, guys.
Uh-huh.
Try.
All right. Thanks for showing up, everybody. Appreciate it.
See you.
And thanks for showing up, Road Between. We did have a visitor. Road Between popped in from the Netherlands.
Oh, did he? Oh, cool.
Yeah, for a little bit. So we appreciate it. Hope to see you back next week. And cheers, everybody.
See you
Later.
guys.
All
Peace
right.
out.
Bye.